What's up YouTube, Redbeard's Garage, and welcome back to a quick video. Now, this is just kind of like an update video to kind of tell you what's been up. So I got the Suburban running. It ended up being a bad ignition module that I had a brand new one in. They just sold me a bad one, which that stuff can happen, and you always think, you know, it can't happen to me. It's not going to happen to me, but sure enough, that's what it was the whole time. I'm going to put a video up on how to do brakes and bearings, just in case there's someone out there that doesn't know how to do brakes and bearings. This is the rotor for the 79 Suburban. I already did the passenger side because it had a caliper sticking, and it turned out to be the brake line was clogged. But I went ahead and put a new caliper on it and a speed bleeder, which we'll go over all that in the video. This is just, like I said, a quick update video. But the go-kart is coming along really good. I know you can't see it, it's kind of dark over there. But like I showed you the other day, I got the whole motor set up with the pulse pump and the engine plate. Which one thing I don't understand is they sell these engine plates for a Predator 212cc, and the Hemi is no different from the non-Hemi. You know, other than the head and a few other internal parts. Really, outside of it's exactly the same. This engine plate, I had to completely bend it with the vise right there. There we go, with the vise to get it to work. So I don't understand how the company sells it for that motor. I'm actually going to email them and let them know, because if you don't have any kind of fabrication skills, I mean, granted, it does take just a small amount of fabrication skills to bend it in the shape you need. A lot of people would end up sending this thing back. So I mean, that's a bad product. To me, this should completely bolt right on, especially a company like BMI Karts selling these. Well, it's ARC actually. I mean, I guess I installed it the way they expect you to. I see no other way to install it. But and real quick, I'll show you the motor and something I did on it. Okay, I really didn't make it clear on this. This is the stock throttle rod that goes, I believe, to the governor, and then this is the actual stock throttle spring. So all this will work. How I did this setup was I made this little tab right there and just put it behind that screw. So I had a place to hook the spring. I don't know how they expect you to do this. I don't know if they expect you to do some modding to it. But I'm a fabricator. I mean, I fabricate a lot of parts. So this was really easy to come up with for me. But for someone that's new to this, I can see how this would be a big headache, like this engine plate. If you can see, it's kind of warped up a little bit, and that's because I had to bend these slants right there, and it wouldn't have fit unless I bent those. And it was kind of a pain to bend those because that aluminum is, you know, some pretty hard stuff. I'm pretty sure it's aluminum. We'll grab our Neo magnets. I always keep these Neo magnets around the shop, and yes, it is indeed aluminum. And dropped them. But yeah, if you didn't have any kind of fabrication skills, then you can't really get this thing to work. Now the throttle goes through here and then hooks on the other side. There's some holes, and they do give you this little piece right here to kind of slide your throttle cable into right there, and then sink that screw down in there to hold it, and then that will of course slide. It kind of looks like this in, and it'll slide over, and then you put the pin in it. But still, I don't see how they thought someone with, you know, a lot of, I guess they expect if you're messing with these motors, then you should have a little bit of smarts on fabricating. But I just wanted to make that clear. And I do have some Redbeard's Garage, some RBG Karts stickers coming to go right there. It's going to look awesome and make my motors look pretty sweet. And someone asked me a while back in the videos if I would build them an engine. Now, I wouldn't care to build you an engine, but to ship the engine, and I would have to go buy a brand new engine for $120 to do the basic kit like this engine. I would have to spend a couple $100 on parts, and if you wanted a fully built motor, you're looking at, I mean, you'd be looking at $450, $500, something around that, for me to buy a motor, buy the parts, and build it. That's a billet rod, a crank, or not a crank, a billet rod, a flywheel, and valve springs, jet, the exhaust, the cold air intake, advanced timing, and a flywheel, a billet flywheel. Now that's a lot of money to me. I really wish people would take what I'm doing on this channel and do it themselves. I mean, you can buy, I mean, really, if you got an 8mm and a 10mm socket and a ratchet and a couple of extensions, you could build this whole entire motor. And I think maybe a flathead screwdriver. I mean, these things are really easy, and that's what I want my channel to kind of be, is the how-to on these go-karts, and as well as a lot of other things. I'm just really bad about not pulling the camera out and filming jobs, or I've already would have had a million, how-tos up. But anyways, guys, let me know what you're thinking of the channel. If there's stuff you want to see, anything cool you want to see, like I can get some cool four-wheeling videos up on the channel, stuff like that. But I just don't know what y'all would like to see. I want to draw as much of an audience as I can, because we're going Wednesday to look at the garage, and I'll take you along with me and show you the new Redbeard's garage. Hopefully the woman has to like us, and then we're getting this massive garage. I mean, it's 50 by 100 inside, 40 by 100 overhang. I think it has 2 or 3 offices, a conference room, a kitchen, and a customer lounge. This is a big deal in my life, and I owe it all to God. And I don't know if I think I'm up to 700 and something subscribers, and a lot of people are real touchy on the subject of God. When to me that's crazy. I really believe that all this success I've been getting here lately is because I got right with our God, and my life has never been better. And I can't really stress that enough. You really got to find your faith before you really go out on a limb doing business adventures or whatever. Really try to talk to God. Even if you don't believe in God, please just for 1 week, take 30 minutes out of your day at night before you go to bed and talk to Him like you're talking to your best friend. Really talk to Him, and He'll make changes. He'll put that feeling inside of you. You just got to be 100% and talk to Him. You can't just be talking to Him like, oh, I'm talking to a ghost, this isn't real. I just really wish people would do that, because more people need to know God in the way this world's going. I think it's the only thing we need to do is pray about it. But I'm not trying to get off and cram God in your face. That's not what I want to do. But I'm telling you, He's made a massive change in my life, and I'll never be able to explain someone what has truly happened in my life. And one day, if y'all want, I can sit down and tell you my testimony, my whole story of how God got through to me finally. Because I was almost a non-believer, and then end of September, early October of 2015, my life changed for the better and has went uphill. I mean, 100%. And I'm not saying, get right with God and your life's going to be awesome. You're going to make tons of money and have tons of business adventures and stuff like that. That's the wrong idea. But in my life, that is exactly what has happened. And I only got Him to thank. So I'll take it easy on that stuff, because I know a lot of people don't like it. But on the go-kart, we finally got the axle on and all that junk, and flip the camera around and I'll show you the setup we got going on. Okay, now this is the rear cage. It rolls right under that and then bolts up. So this looks a little bit overkill, and it is. I'm more of an overkill than I guess you would call. I would rather overdo it than underdo it. Now that's a pretty extreme setup for that brake caliper. But why there's so much bracing? Well, we just felt like it needed that extra piece of bracing. And look at those welds. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, best we could do with what we had. But anyways, that bar right there is for the actual brake cable to go in, because it needs to come in pointing straight down towards the ground, because that's how the brake will work. I'll show you when I put this whole setup together. But really, all that we need to do now is roll it right up under there and bolt it all up. Well, actually, first, I got to drill a hole to, let me zoom here, to fit that stud right there in, and then cut a notch so we can slide the cable. I'll show you how all that's done when I get to that video. But all that's really left to do is throw the motor on there and get that hole drilled out, and then we can roll it under there and bolt everything down. And I need to get some lock nuts. I just got standard nuts, and those things are $3 a piece for 1 inch. I think it was 14 threads per inch nuts for these. Just standard nuts was $3 a piece. So I need to get some lock nuts so I can make sure those wheels are held on and not going to fly off on her. But yeah, that was a big hold up, that brake caliper. We got that done, so that's all set up and awesome. So the only thing left to do is find some wheels that we can actually get some bushings for, because I cannot find bushings for those wheels nowheres. So I'm going to go to a junkyard this weekend and get some lawnmower tires that I can get bushings for at the parts store, and so we can have that front end done. All we'll have to do is cut the bolts off the front end, weld some new ones for the tires that go on, and that'll be all set. Then put the motor on and hook up everything. Also, I went ahead and mounted a tab right there, and you can see some good looking MIG welds right there, or TIG, sorry. I always say MIG when I mean TIG. I don't know why, but that bolts to that gas tank right there. That is aluminum gas tank off an old school racing go-kart. I thought it was awesome, and I've sanded it down and I've primered it so far. We actually got it dirty. You can see our handprints all over it, but I'm going to paint it a seafoam green color, like that right there, because that's what she wanted. So we're going to sand that down again, probably put a couple more coats of primer and fix a few little spots I've seen that that need to be readdressed, and then it bolts right there to that tab with the filler spout sticking off the side of the go-kart. So it's going to look really awesome when it's done. Oh, and we also got the seat belts in. I think those seat belts are kind of just the pull type ones. You know, they don't have the reel that sucks the extra seat belt back up in. But those was about $30. I think it's going to be double for the ones that reel up themselves. Now, I don't know if y'all remember that I bought some, I don't really know how you say it. They're racing seat belts on eBay. Tanaka seat belts, I don't know. I bought some of those, and they're more adult size. They wouldn't go down small enough for my daughter, and I didn't want to cut them up and, you know, have someone sew the ends back up and stuff to adapt them. So I just got these regular shoulder belts for now, and I really do want to get the ones that reel back up, kind of like a car has. But I didn't want to spend the money right now. These will do for now, and then I can take them off and put them on a go-kart that I'm going to fix up and sell, because we do got a bunch of go-karts out back that really need to get done. I'm scared a little bit that they might not sell. You know, I don't know how much people's buying go-karts. I really want to make some drift carts. So that's soon on our channel. We got a lot more. This garage is going to be a massive thing. So guys, tell your friends about our channel. Please check us out on Facebook. We just gave away some t-shirts, so if you haven't checked us out, you missed that. We're about to do the backup camera giveaway very soon. I got to make that video. I got the backup camera kit ready to give away. So it's a full kit to completely put it in your car. I'm giving everything you would need to put it in yourself. Or if you're local, then you can pay for me to install it, but the kit's going to be free. You just would have to pay for the installation. But don't forget to check out the channel, guys. Tell your friends. Please share this channel if you can. Share this video. And look forward to seeing this go-kart build probably tomorrow night. I'm going to throw it up, and then I'll do the 79 Suburban. Show you how to do brake lines and new bearings and all that junk in it. So stay tuned, guys, for a lot of new videos. And remember, in a couple days, you'll get to see the new Redbeard's Garage, hopefully. So be keeping your fingers crossed for that. This is Redbeard's Garage, and I'm out, guys.